The Phoenix Suns are 3 games away from the Western Conference Finals. 3 games away as they dominate the Denver Nuggets in game one. It wasn't pretty in the first half, but that third quarter was absolutely fantastic as the Suns beat the Nuggets with a final score of 122-105. And with that being said, hey there, guys, my name is Brandon, aka Suns Geek. And if it has to deal with the Phoenix Suns, I'm going to make a video about it. And as I just said, you guys, we are 3 games away from the Western Conference Finals, which is absolutely insane. By the way, you guys, I think I'm streaming on Twitter and Facebook as we speak. I made a little bit of upgrades because of all your guys' generous super chats that you guys have been donating to me. And with that being said, we got to do it. We got to do it. Got to crack open a beer. And we got to celebrate the Phoenix Suns winning game one of round 2 of the NBA playoffs. Cheers. Cheers, guys. If you got a drink, I don't even care if you're drinking water. Cheers to the Phoenix Suns. You guys, I think Vin Diesel, of all people, said it best. He said something like in the first Fast and the Furious movie, he's like, I don't care if you win by an inch or a mile, like a win is a win. And the Suns did it. This game, they won by a mile. Not in the first half, though. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this whole game. Thank you to everybody who's in the chat. Long time subscriber of mine, Mega Giants 89. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. David Ray, Hulk smash the like button, folks. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, absolutely destroy the like button. If you're watching on Twitter, retweet it because that gets more people to the stream, and I would really appreciate that. If you're on Facebook, smash the like button and share this stream out. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everybody joining me. Let's go ahead and talk about this game a little bit. I wasn't worried in the first half, but the first half was really strange, you guys, especially the first quarter. The Suns arguably had one of their worst defensive halves. Excuse me, I'm burping already. They arguably had one of their worst defensive halves really all season, kind of sort of in the playoffs too. But at the same time, they were like up like 1 or 2 points at halftime. That's what's so weird about this Phoenix Suns team. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. They can have terrible defensive quarters and halves and still be down by like 1 or up 1 or 2 points. It's crazy. Like, I don't understand it. But you guys, I think that this game was won in the third quarter. It's funny too, because the Nuggets started off the third quarter 12-5, and they started off the first 2 quarters extremely well. But then there was a 4 to maybe even 5 minute stretch where the Nuggets didn't score. That was huge. The Suns went on like a 16-0 run. They started off the third quarter 9 for 10 from the field. The Suns got stops. The Nuggets started missing shots. The Suns were playing in transition. They were attacking. The Nuggets were turning over the ball. That third quarter was won when they won the game. It was just absolutely incredible, guys. Mark Jackson says Suns Geek needs better beer. Cheers to you, brother. Hey, Budweiser does it for me. Budweiser, the not sponsor of Suns Geek, but it has been like all playoffs. I've been drinking these a lot. I might have to switch it up for the next game. Shout out to my boy, Reliable Rants. I decided to run solo tonight, but he says, fun fact, Mikal Bridges is actually an octopus. I agree. I mean, I don't know if we win this game if it wasn't for Mikal Bridges' huge night. And he needed this, guys, because I get that guarding DeAndre Ayton is I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I get that guarding LeBron James is a tough task. So I kind of gave him a pass for his offense in that Lakers series. I think maybe the series high that he had in the Lakers series was like 13. And tonight he surpassed that. He could not miss tonight. He was great. Just Mikal Bridges. I don't know if we win this game without Mikal Bridges. Jack says it's 5:30 in the morning here in London. Let's go Suns. That's awesome, man. Oh man. Okay, so let's keep going here. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who is in the chat. Once again, you guys make sure to Hulk smash the like button, and we are going to go ahead and talk about this game. Let's kind of just keep going with the second half talk here. The Suns took a 15-point lead after back-to-back Chris Paul jumpers. Now, Reggie Miller kind of over-exaggerated it. He said, Chris Paul's at 100%. I don't think that's the case, but if Chris Paul is even at 75%, you guys, then this series, we're going to win. And I do believe the Suns will win this series. I don't know if it will be in 5 or 6 games. I think 6 is kind of realistic, but if Chris Paul is at 75% or better, even 70%, the Suns will win this series. And that's all we need. I mean, he was incredible. He was making me just chuckle out of it. Wasn't even disbelief. It wasn't even that I was surprised. It was just like Chris Paul is just brilliant. And he's brilliant when the team is struggling. He's brilliant when he's struggling, which in the first half, that was the case. Something's wrong when Chris Paul is passing up, wide open corner threes, and something's wrong when Chris Paul can't really hit that mid range. But in the second half, that wasn't the case. He looked like the old Chris Paul. He looked like the non-injured Chris Paul, and he just absolutely took over. And it was just phenomenal. I think the Suns at one point had 17 made shots out of 22 attempts. And then before the game ended, at one point, the Suns had 27 assists on 40 made field goals. So, excuse me. As great as the third quarter was, it was really the fourth quarter as well. They didn't give up that lead, which I've been big on them all season, is to not give up leads. And that's exactly what happened. There were a few times where the Nuggets kind of would respond and stop the bleeding, if you will, but the Suns did a great job of just containing this lead. One thing that the Nuggets struggle with, I think they've been struggling with it all season, and we saw it a lot in this game, was they're bad at defending the corner three. You saw that last Jay Crowder three at the end of the game. And after that, you saw like players just looking at each other like, what? Like, where were you? And where's the defense? Like, they're bad at guarding the corner three. And there was a lot of times where the Suns missed corner threes. So I think if the 3-point shooting was just a little bit better, that the Suns probably would have they did blow them out, but this game would have been an even bigger blowout. Maybe the first half would have went a little bit differently if they were hitting their threes. Phenomenal game, you guys. 122-105. Bridges had 23 points. So you could really say Mikal Bridges began his playoff career tonight. He had 5 rebounds as well. Something that I didn't really see much of. 5 assists. That's pretty damn good for Mikal Bridges. 23, 5 and 5, 8 for 12 from the field. Chris Paul. What do I have to say about Chris Paul, you guys? He's just absolutely incredible. He's a future Hall of Famer, absolutely just dominated in the third quarter, never let up, carried this team to victory, just kept attacking, making all the right plays, smart shots, back-to-back shots, 21 points tonight, 11 assists, 6 rebounds, 8 for 14 from the field. And guys, I've said this a lot. I've said this a lot all season, and I'll continue to say it. Even in the playoffs, I said this. Devin Booker only had 21 points tonight. I'm going to talk about the Nuggets later because they did a pretty damn good job of guarding Devin Booker. Devin Booker had 21 points tonight, 8 turnovers. He also shot pretty well from the field, 8 for 12, and the Suns won in dominating fashion. You guys get my point there? He had 21 points. If this were the Suns, even in the bubble, if this were the Suns like a couple of years ago, Booker would have needed like 30 or 40 to win this game. So that's my point. Booker scored 21 points and the Suns won. Cheers to the Suns. Cheers to Devin Booker. Cheers to Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges. What a game. And by the way, we've passed the 10-minute mark. So once again, if you guys are just joining me, make sure to Hulk smash the like button, share this out on social media. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, make sure to retweet it, share it. I would really, really appreciate it. Sam Gonzalez says Sons Geek looks drunk as fuck. I'm really not, I promise. I'm just really tired. But yeah, and thank you guys so much. Thank you to Reliable Rants who is in here. Romp 2.0. That's my homie right there. Great content creator. Go subscribe to him. He says Sons in 5. My man Roy, big time subscriber. He's been on this channel once before. Shout out to Roy, always in these live streams. He says, I love that Ayton dunk. Reminded me of Amari Stoudemire. I'm not gonna lie, guys, that Ayton dunk even kind of caught me by surprise. I wanted to kind of be a troll and be like, where was that all season, Ayton? But that was incredible. That set the tone at a very important time, you guys, because I think before that, Jake Crowder passed on a 3 and he ran up and he dunked it. But the Suns were down. The Suns had a really sloppy first half. And I'll keep saying that, but I mean, all that matters is that they came back and they won the game. But that was kind of like the tone setter. That kind of showed me like, okay, the Suns are in this. They're just off to a bad start. And man, what a game. Daniel, I do see your question about what the Suns have to do to win the series. I will talk about that later. Yeah, it was just an incredible game, you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and I just want to talk about a couple things first, and then we'll keep going. We'll break down the box score. By the way, I want to show you guys a picture. If you're a real Suns fan, you know what picture this is from. Check it out. It's so awesome, you guys. That's just classic. I think Booker might have done that on purpose. He probably won't admit to doing that on purpose, but he did it, and I love it. And that is going to be the picture all throughout the playoffs. Next live stream, I'm going to try to get like some highlights or more pictures in there. But that was just classic. I could have that up for the rest of the live stream, and you guys don't have to see my ugly face. But that's just so great. Devin Booker, man, he is building. You heard it here first. Devin Booker is building a Hall of Fame resume already, 6 years into his career, and he's going to be one of the greatest Phoenix Suns players to ever play for the Suns. And just little moments like this are why. And we all saw what he did in the bubble. We all saw what he did in the first round. 70-point game. Sticking with this team throughout losing. Sticking with this team throughout multiple head coaches and a bad culture. And just Devin Booker, man. Devin Booker. Michael Malone was asked about the DeAndre Ayton, Nikola Jokic matchup. And he basically said that the Nuggets are going to have to meet and match DA's physicality. Ayton in transition is really good, as we saw in that one dunk. He's really good at pick and rolling, catching lobs. And Michael Malone, as great as the Denver Nuggets are, he credited the Suns defense. And I think that we saw that tonight in the second half, how great the Suns defense can be. I saw a stat too that Devin Booker had 198 points in the first round versus the Lakers. Excuse me. And that 198 points was a franchise record for the Suns. I don't know how I missed that. I made a video recently talking all about the Suns and really kind of this series and just, whatever the case may be. But I made a video and I completely missed that. 198 points is a franchise record in the first round for a player in the playoffs. And the Suns have had some elite scorers in their team's franchise history. 18-3 start. As we mentioned, DeAndre Ayton had that big poster slam. The Nuggets just played great defense, you guys. Booker, he did this in the Lakers series. There were times where the Lakers were, doing a great job just trapping Devin Booker and swarming him and making things tough on him. And I thought Booker did a better job of adjusting to that as the game went on, but he's going to have to figure it out, you guys. I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, the Nuggets do play good defense. They're obviously in the second round for a reason. The Suns' first half was just weird. They just kind of seemed out of funk. It was a bad defensive first half for the Suns. At the end of the first quarter, it was 28-28. Jokic was just feasting out there in the first half. the Suns were just switching a lot. They were slow to recover. The Nuggets were making threes. The Suns were not. By the way, speaking of that, because obviously in the first round, the 3-point shooting wasn't good for either the Suns or the Lakers. I'm double checking right now. Okay, the Suns shot 38% tonight from three, but my point being is that if players like Cam Johnson can start hitting their threes, and like I thought Torrey Craig played great tonight. We're going to talk about Torrey Craig later. But if players like Torrey Craig can start hitting threes, and if the Suns as a team can just be more consistent with their threes, then again the Suns will win this series. And I think the Suns are going to win the series no matter what, but the Suns were waiting in the Lakers series. They were waiting for a 3-point game to happen. I think it was like they really struggled the first 3 games, and they had like 10 threes, then they had like 12, and then I don't remember how much they had in game 6, but again, my point being is that once the Suns start getting their threes to drop, if they can shoot like 45% or better, that might sound like really high expectations, but although it's not, I've seen the Suns hit so many great threes this season at high percentages. I think that the Suns will be a tough team to beat. And I guess I bring that up because there were just stretches throughout this game where the Suns should have hit their threes and they didn't, and the Nuggets did. But again, that wasn't really the case in the second half. Every time the Nuggets would go on a run, the Suns would just answer back. And we didn't see that in the second half from the Nuggets. The one thing the Suns did very well, I think, before halftime was that they had a lot of second chance opportunities, and they just never let the league get too out of control, which was really good. And I will mention this again. I'm curious to see how the Nuggets are going to guard the corner 3 all series long, because they're not really good at doing that. So I'm sorry, I'm just reading there's something going on. I need some moderators in here. Some stuff going on in the chat. Sorry guys. Tell me who I should block or whatever, and I'll block it. My bad, guys. All right. Thank you to Michael, who comes in clutch right now with a $5 super chat. You did not have to do that, my man, but I really appreciate you. This is a reason that I kind of paid for the basic plan for StreamYard. I want to keep pumping out these live streams and give you better quality ones. And hopefully next time I can have like more highlights and pictures. I was kind of slow to do that today, but thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate your $5 super chat. He says, go Suns. Well, you know what, Michael? Cheers to you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Once again, you guys, absolutely destroy the like button. Hulk smash the like button. And I don't know what's going on in the chat. You guys are hilarious. Block official. Okay. Official mod, you are getting blocked, sir. I don't want that in my live streams. I don't want that on my channel. Just like if you guys go to a real NBA game, act right, be right at those games. Social media is an easy place to bully people and say terrible things, and just don't be like that, guys. Be better. Spread positivity, spread love. I love you guys. All right, let's keep talking about the game here. I'm just going to go to the box score. We're just going to jump to the box score right now. We're going to talk about the game. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so I want to talk about Aaron Gordon to start off, actually. Nah, we'll go to Denver last. Let's talk about Jay Crowder. 31 minutes tonight, 5 for 13 from the field. He was 3 for 9 from 3, but I felt like those threes that he made were really important. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds. I thought he was good defensively. I think 4 Suns players had 20 points. That's insane. 20 points or more. And that's my point, you guys. Once the Suns can start hitting threes consistently, like we kind of saw in that Lakers series, how the threes kept totaling up despite what the percentages said, is that this team is going to be so hard to beat. The Suns had 4 players with over 20 points. The bench wasn't too big of a factor. You guys get my point here? Like, the Suns are going to be a hard team to beat. I'm just so happy, you guys. The Suns are 3 games away from the Western Conference Finals. This is insane, you guys. Um, yeah, Jay Crowder I thought was really good. We already talked about Mikal Bridges. He was 4 for 8 from three tonight, you guys. And it didn't even seem like he missed four threes. And look at these numbers from Booker and Ayton, like 8 for 12, 9 for 13. This was a great shooting night for the Suns, you guys. This team is going to be, the Suns are going to be hard to beat, even if they don't get much, you know. I can't talk right now. Even if the bench doesn't really provide that spark, I hope the bench shows up. But like, man, what a game! What a game, you guys. All right, let's keep looking at the chat here. Young Mo says, I couldn't catch the game. How did Ayton do against Jokic? Well, let's look at the numbers real quick. First off, I thought Ayton did great defensively on Jokic. He did all he could. Jokic was 10 for 23 from the field tonight. He only had 22 points and 9 rebounds. Ayton finished the game with 20 and 10 on 9 for 13 shooting. And again, you guys, there were some times where Jokic kind of had an easy, run to the rim, or he kind of just feast, especially in that first half, he was feasting, but Ayton did all he could. And if Ayton can just do what he did in the first round, if not at a better level, and it's really just about staying on Jokic at all times, in my opinion. They matched the minutes tonight. I think every time, correct me if I'm wrong here, you guys, but I think every time that Jokic was on the bench, Ayton was on the bench. And it's really just about keeping your eye on him. There were times where I think Ayton wasn't on Jokic, and I was like, dude, like switch on that. Like, you're basically the only one besides maybe Jay Crowder that can guard Jokic. So yeah, I mean, he was great. And if he can just do that all series long, and that kind of brings me back to the point that I was making about Booker, you guys. Obviously, Chris Paul had an incredible game. But like, we've seen better performances out of Booker. We've seen better performances out of Ayton. We've seen better performances out of the bench and from the three-point shooting and the defense. Could you imagine if the Suns would have had better defense in the first half? This game would have been over. So again, I'm not sorry, guys. I think I gotta block that one guy again. I'm not saying that the Suns are gonna sweep this team. Where is this guy? I can't find him to block him. Sorry, guys. Can you block Leroy? Where's Leroy? Where are you at? Quit hiding. I just completely lost my thought because of some trolls. Anyways, if the Suns can just play better defense, stay consistent from three, if Ayton can just keep doing what he's doing, if Booker can have a game 6 performance. By the way, we can finally reference that Devin Booker had a game 6 moment, where he has 47 points, 8 threes, and just took over. Like, if Booker can have that throughout this series, it's over. The Suns will win in 5 or 6. I do think that the Suns will. I see you, Leroy. You're getting blocked, man. Don't ever come back to my streams, man. Leroy, you are blocked. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys are awesome. Thank you for thank you for protecting, doing your best in the chat. I need to get some moderators in here so that I have to focus on that stuff. David says, I'm glad the Suns brought back their old logo from the 90s. Michael P says that third quarter run was huge for the Suns. By the way, we got 55 people in here, and we've been live for about 25 minutes. Cheers to you guys. I've been trying to operate multiple screens and kick out the trolls and trying to keep my thoughts together. Cheers to you guys. You guys are the real MVPs here. Dusty says, this team is special. I've waited 11 years for these playoff feels. Thank you for bringing that up, Dusty. I was looking it up earlier, and the Suns haven't played in the second round in, I think, 4,050 something days. I'm not even kidding. It's been 11 years basically. They played the Spurs last time in the second round. They swept them. That was the year that Goran Dragic had that incredible playoff game for you OG fans who remember that. But the point being is that it's been 11 years. And I'm going to show you guys this on my phone. The whole arena was erupting. It was loud in there. I wasn't in there, but it was loud. And there were these fans in particular that I just couldn't get enough of. Let me pull it up real quick. They were just every Phoenix Suns fan tonight. Like, check this out. They were just going nuts. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they were going nuts. They just they were having the time of their lives, and that's kind of the game mood right there. Was these fans just going nuts? So enjoy the Suns fans. The Suns, someone's tagging me in some stuff. Anyways, enjoy this. The Suns are 3 wins away from the Western Conference Finals, which is just absolutely incredible. I'm sorry, I can't really read your name, but they're starting to take the Suns seriously. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I don't think we should underestimate these Nuggets. I think that they're going to come back and adjust. Michael Malone's going to come up with some great defensive scheme. But kind of like I've been talking about all live stream long, is that if the Suns can have a Suns type game and have big performances from Booker and Ayton, and if the 3-ball can go down, I don't care what defensive adjustments the Nuggets make. I don't even care if Jamal Murray, who's the Suns killer, is in the game. The Suns are going to win this series. And okay, Dusty says, not to jump ahead, but I need to know who to root for. Who do we match up best against, Clippers or Jazz? That's going to be a tough series. I can't even process my brain about that right now. I'll just say this, Dusty. We struggle against the Clippers. I'll just say that. So, thank you guys for everyone who is modding and keeping the chat. I'm trying to focus on it, but okay. So let's keep looking. Let's look down. We saw 9 minutes out of Dario Saric tonight. He didn't play great, even though the plus minus says that he was a +5. I hate the plus minus so much, but I think they brought him in for size and for matchup purposes. Monty Williams does that a lot. We are going to need Dario Saric's size, you guys. Even if he gets cooked by Jokage, we're going to need him. And there were plays he played well. There were a few, hustle plays that he had. And if maybe somehow Dario can get hot, which sounds crazy because he hasn't really been playing that well, that will be good. I want to talk about Torrey Craig. 17 minutes tonight. He didn't shoot too well, but he had 9 points and 8 rebounds and 2 blocks. He was great. This was kind of like a, quote, Torrey Craig revenge game, despite only having 9 and 8. He just was another one of those guys that he did all he could, and he played great defense, and he hit shots and hustle plays. And Torrey Craig, man, he's going to be a key to this series. I was so happy for him out there. I've kind of picked on Cam Johnson kind of a lot this live stream. 14 minutes, just couldn't get anything to go down. I think it's going to happen. Cameron Payne, who was absolutely huge in that Lakers series, 20 minutes tonight, 7 points, 3 assists. We'll see. I think if Cam Payne can have another kind of Lakers series, if he can contribute like that, then maybe. Yeah. Mark says it perfectly. Shout out to my man Mark, who says, we went from McHale jail to McHale Hale, raining threes. I swear, like, Mikal Bridges missed 4 threes tonight. I don't even remember that happening. I'm serious. Mikal Bridges was great. Okay. I'm gonna get caught up on the chat here. Mark says, Brandon rocking a playoff beard. Yeah, I'm not shaving this thing until I don't even want to talk about it. You guys know I'm not shaving this thing. So Suns we're gonna win, guys. This is gonna be a great series. We're gonna win. DA played an unreal game. He was playing versus the MVP. Yeah, I mean, He's got to be big. He had to be big in that Lakers series, or I don't know if we beat the Lakers. And yeah, DeAndre Ayton, man, he's great. All right, let's keep going here. That's really it, you guys. I don't really know what else I can talk about in terms of how the Suns played. I'm looking at the full team stats here. The Nuggets won the points in the paint battle, but you'd be surprised. They didn't win it by much. It was only 52 to 48. I think they had 30 points in the paint at halftime. There was even a small stretch where the Suns were winning the points in the paint battle, and they did great during the regular season in the paint, in my opinion. The Nuggets, they had 12 turnovers tonight. The Suns had 30 assists, you guys. And I've said this many now. In all fairness, the Nuggets had 26. That's a lot of assists. But I said this a lot. When the Suns get 30 assists or more, any team, they're hard to beat. This was just a great win for the Suns. I do want to talk about Aaron Gordon, who during the regular season did match up against Booker kind of well. We saw that tonight. Aaron Gordon, he's going to be annoying. I completely forgot that the Nuggets had Paul Millsap. I completely forgot that they had that guy. I thought he played decent tonight. Michael Porter Jr., 31 minutes tonight, completely cooled down after halftime. He was torching us in the first half. He's somebody that has really stepped up for the Nuggets since Murray went down. He was 6 for 13 tonight, 3 for 8 from 3. He did have 7 rebounds, but 15 points and kind of just vanished after, halftime, if you will. He's going to be also kind of annoying too. I hope he doesn't become a Suns killer because he kind of was looking like it. You can expect a better performance out of Jokage next game, I think. Campazzo, I swear to God, I think the first possession of this series was Campazzo getting an and one. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, it's going to be a long series, you guys. He did pretty well. He was guarding Chris Paul. There were times where even if Chris Paul wasn't at 100%, they were attacking Chris Paul. And he's kind of like Javon Carter. Like he was like going 94 feet at him and just being a pest on defense and hitting big shots. Like I think at halftime, what did Campazzo have at halftime? He had a lot of points. So he's going to be really annoying. He had 14 points tonight, 6 assists, 4 boards. But then again, he did have 4 fouls and 3 turnovers. And Chris Paul cooked him in the regular season. So if he was healthy, I don't think Campazzo, of all people, would be a problem. Austin Rivers only had 7 points tonight, and there was one play where Devin Booker took it at Austin Rivers, took it at Austin Rivers, made the shot, kind of looked at him and ran back on defense. I was just like, Devin Booker, man, you're phenomenal, man. Booker is, wow. What can I say, guys? So that's just kind of my thoughts on the Nuggets. JaMychal Green, 23 minutes tonight, 10 points, 11 boards. You know, I said this in my last video that the Nuggets, they're kind of like the Suns in a way. They have a lot of contributors. They have a lot of guys that can win you games. They have a great bench, and really just the size and the defense of this Nuggets bench might be a problem. Just saying. So I don't think it's going to be an easy series for the Suns. By any means, but we're 3 games away, guys. 3 games away from the Western Conference Finals. Think about that. 3 games, guys. That's it. You know, it's like I was saying this throughout the Lakers series. I was like, all Suns have to do is just win 4 games, best out of 7. And it's the same thing here. Best out of 7. Peter Parker says Suns turned up the defense. They really did. And they really just stepped up in a lot of other areas. They were running in transition. They were attacking. They were great. Guys, by the way, if you have any questions, if you have any comments or thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the chat. Roy says, Suns Geek, who would you want as a backup center? I think James Jones will address that in the offseason. I don't know if he's going to go spend lots of money because I don't know if the Suns are going to have money. Oh, how the heck did I forget to talk about this? Monty Williams did not win Coach of the Year. How did I go 35 minutes without talking about that? Look, as dramatic as I just was, I'm not too upset about it. I was gonna make a video about it, but I was like, I'll just save my energy for the live stream. But I don't think that was the right call, you guys. Monty really should have won it, and I get it. I really do like Tom Thibodeau, by the way. Longtime coach in this league. He's had a great year, obviously, with the Knicks before the first round. And I actually believe this. I met Tom Thibodeau at a summer league. Very nice guy. That was 2019, I think. Nice guy. And Monty Williams, a lot of people don't know this. Him and Monty Williams are really good friends. There was a story that they told once on the broadcast where I think it was when they were on the Olympic team together. Like they hit it off and they would stay up late watching film, drawing up plays and all that and talking about the team. They're like basically best friends. And I know Monty's happy for him. Monty, I feel like doesn't really care for awards and glory and fame. And technically, Monty Williams did win some coaching award. He won that Coaches Association award or something, the honor. But I don't think the NBA got it right, you guys. I just really don't. He got snubbed. What are you gonna do? It sucks. But yeah, he should have won, you guys. And again, with all due respect to Tom Thibodeau, I and there were other coaches, but like it was really Tom Thibodeau or Monty Williams, and I think Monty Williams should have gotten it. I can't believe I forgot to talk about that. Just reading your guys' comments here. Shout out to the chosen one. Hope you're doing well, man. I see you in the comments and I see you in the live streams. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, and I mean, I think this is kind of what a lot of Suns fans are thinking. Monty deserved it, but who cares? Knicks are at home while we're going to the finals. Yeah, we're still in it, you guys. And if I know Monty Williams like I think I do, he just doesn't care. Monty just wants to win. He wants to run, as he calls it, a great basketball program. And he wants to win. He wants his players to be happy. And yeah, I'm just going to check something real quick. Sorry, I'm just checking something on my. Okay, cool. For the first time, I'm like live on Twitter and Facebook all at the same time. So I was just making sure on my end. But yeah, once again, if you guys got any questions or anything, just a phenomenal game for the Suns, especially in the second half. I think the second half was when they took over, especially in that third quarter. Shout out to Daniel, man. I do want to answer a question that Daniel asked, but he says he was named Coach of the Year by his peers. That's more impressive when the other coaches recognize. Exactly. And Daniel asked earlier, I think he asked, like, what do the Suns need to do to win this series? I'm going to kind of cliche this, give like a cliche answer, but first off, somehow stop Jokage by any means necessary. Kind of like you did tonight. Do you guys feel like we stopped Nikola Jokic tonight? I don't know. Somehow get the three to fall, which they kind of did at some points of the game. Chris Paul has to at least be 75% or better. And, better rebound, get more points in the paint. Don't get off to bad starts like we did. And I think we'll win this series. So shout out to Daniel asking a great question earlier. I meant to ask it earlier. Can we talk about how the Suns altogether get zero respect and Monty and Devin Booker especially? I need a drink to that because I want to cry when I answer this question. It's just the media, you guys. I've come to, I feel like I've been numb to how the quote experts and the national media treat the Phoenix Suns. And this is before the bubble. This was during the bubble. This was like, you know, and I get it. The Suns were bad for a long time, but like still, we weren't getting respect back then. We're not getting respect now. We don't get the media attention we do, and when we do get it, it's all these terrible cliches and all these terrible takes. Like I remember after game 5, I think it was ESPN, I have a photo of it on my phone. There was a headline that said, "Are the Lakers still contenders after game 5 blowout?" And I get it. Like, oh, sorry, I just hit my mic. The media does that stuff um to get clicks. They do it to get views and ratings. I get it. As a content creator, I get it. But like, do better. Just be better. That's why I don't watch ESPN and Sports Center much, but like when I do, I watch the people that actually know the Suns, like Michael Wilbon, for example. Um, so I don't know. Even the analysis give props to CP3, even Campaign, Bridges, and Crowder. They all deserve it. But hello, how do I ignore Book, both on offense and defense? Thank you for bringing that up. I feel like Devin Booker has gotten better on defense. The guy deserves more credit. He's obviously one of the MVPs of this team. And by the way, Nikola Jokic is probably going to win MVP. But I feel like, especially in that Lakers series, that Chris Paul proved why he's the MVP, because you guys saw how we were without him. Now, I still think the Suns can win this series without Chris Paul, but Chris Paul showed his value. He showed why he's the most valuable player. Just saying. Reggie Miller kept saying how the Suns won the battle between Jokic and DA, which I think he was right. They were almost dead even, and DA stayed his ground, in my opinion. DA won the battle. Exactly. I agree with you, Daniel. DA played great. And that's where I was trying to get my thoughts together and word this correctly, but I feel like, how do I say this? And I mean this in a good way. I'm not criticizing here. We could have had a better DeAndre Ayton performance, even though he played great. We could have had a better Devin Booker performance, and the Suns still won, you guys. That's scary. That's good. These are good problems to have. And I know Monty Williams is going to go to the tape, and there will be adjustments made, just like Denver's going to do. Don't be surprised if Denver wins game 3 or 4. Don't be surprised, guys. This team's they're going to come back, but Suns in 6, you guys. So, Jack, I agree. I don't know if I agree with you that Booker was not good, but Booker's been a turnover machine all year. I think he averaged like 3 point something turnovers in the first round, which is not good. But that keeps bringing me back to my point. Like, if Booker can just be better, just like he was in game 6, just like he was in game 5, then this series is over. So, if the Suns had a team MVP, who do you think it'd be? It's Chris Paul. I kind of just talked about that, David. But yeah, I think it's Chris Paul. And then secondly is Devin Booker, and then DeAndre Ayton. Because as much of a critic as I've been throughout Ayton throughout this season, he really has been a major key piece to this team. So yeah. All right, guys. If you got any last minute questions, any comments, I don't really know if there's anything else I want to talk about. AZ Sports Guy says Bridges was a beast. We won. Booker or Ayton MVP of the finals. Let's get to the finals first, but I think I get your question. I don't know. Let's just get through this series first. Just trying to see if I missed any good questions or comments here. Let's see. I don't know if the Suns will be competing for the lottery championship. Okay, I don't know if I agree with you there, CJ. I don't even know why I pulled that comment up. CJ, you probably haven't watched the Suns at all, or you're just some Lakers fan or some hater. I don't mean to be a dick, but like, bro, you don't know the Suns if you believe that. So sorry, man. I gave you your attention that you were looking for, man. uh, Alrighty, guys. I think I'm done. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I basically have said everything I've wanted to say. We looked at the box score. We looked at the numbers. I went on a few rants. We had like a couple haters in here, and you guys were great at modding that. Um, yeah. So cheers to the Phoenix Suns. I didn't even make it through my full beer. I got my beer's like right there. Like I still got to drink some of this. Yeah. Cheers to the Phoenix Suns, guys. 3 wins away from the Western Conference Finals. Jack says Suns in 4. Other people are saying Suns in 6. Suns are going to win this series. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Be good to people out there. Be good when you go to Suns games. Be good on social media. And as always, guys, make sure to Hulk smash the like button. Please subscribe. Retweet this live stream. Share this live stream. It would really help me. You guys are all awesome. God bless you guys. And one more time, we got to look at this glorious picture from Devin Booker. Look at this. Look, is that not great? I got to drink my beer. That's the thumbnail of the series, you guys. It's great. So, alrighty, guys, be good out there. And game 2, I'll be going live. So make sure to join. We will talk, and maybe I'll have a guest or two. We'll see. I kind of wanted to experiment and go solo this time around, but we'll see what happens. So, and I think I'm going to upload a video tomorrow. I think I'm going to upload like a post-game kind of recap thing. And yeah, so we'll see you guys then. Hulk smash the like button. Please subscribe. My name is Brandon, aka Suns Geek, and if it has to deal with the Phoenix Suns, I'm going to make a video about it, and I'll see you guys next time.